Hello, my name is Brianna Coleman. Welcome back to the channel. I am a Maryland real estate expert and a certified military relocation professional. So you recently got your PCS orders and you're coming to the DMV area. Whether you're at Fort Belvoir, Andrews, Bowling Air Force Base, Indian Head, you're stationed at the Pentagon, and you're wondering, where am I going to live? And you want to get the most bang for your BAH, right? So let's take a look at a few things that you want to consider. First things first, let's talk about location. So of course you don't want to be too far from the base. All right, so say for instance, you are looking to move to Maryland. You've been recently stationed at Andrews and you're not really sure exactly where you want to be. So to get the most bang for your buck, a lot of service members will end up moving to Charles County. Prince George's County is another option, but let me just give you the price difference for right now. So for example, if you are an E6 in the military and you have dependents, right now in Prince George's County, in a few cities at least, there's a few zip codes in Prince George's County, your BAH rate would be $3,459, I'm looking down at my paper, $3,459. And with no dependents, it would be about $2,892 right now as we speak. For most of Charles County, I checked a few zip codes, including White Plains and Waldorf, a few Waldorf zip codes as well. White Plains is pretty much all one zip code. The BAH rate for E6 with dependents is $3,231. Without dependents is $3,006. In Montgomery County, an E6 with dependents is $3,459. Without dependents, you're looking at $2,892. So once you get into Montgomery County is a little more expensive than overall than Prince George's County and Charles County. Charles County is where you would get most of the bang for your buck. So then you have to figure out if you're going to buy or if you're going to rent once you get to your PCS location. A lot of military members do take advantage of using their VA loan and decide to purchase. Today's interest rates for a VA loan right now is 6.3%, which is actually a little better than it's been in the last few years. And at that rate, depending on if you have dependents or not, you're going to at least want to stay under $450,000. So if you're looking for Charles County and you want your BAH to cover the full amount of your mortgage or your rent, you definitely want to, of course, they're based off rental prices. So you want to make sure that where you're going is going to either fit, or you want to kind of know how much you're going to be expected to pay above that BAH rate. So for example, Charles County, this is the type of house that you can get in Charles County for $450 right now in May 2025. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's above ground, square feet. It's 2,158. It's 2 levels. It's got a garage, no basement, right? Here's another example. This is a little further out, a little further south in La Plata, Maryland. This is a new construction home, which means that not only do you not have a down payment using your VA loan, you will also have just a little bit less to pay on closing costs, because most of the time builders have some kind of incentive. The average is between $15,000 and $25,000 that they're going to offer you in closing help. And this house right here in La Plata is also $450,000. And this one is brand new. It's a 4-bedroom, 1 level, 2-bathroom home, 1,740 square feet. And of course, it's another single family option. All right, so if you're looking to rent, what you can get for, and I'm basing these off of an E6. This is just totally random. I'm sure if you're in the military, you're familiar with how to look up BAH rates. If you're not, I'll leave the link in the resource hub in the military section in my resource hub, just in case. The resource hub link can be found in the description box below, so you can click that. And it will take you right over to where you can put your information in and get all the resources and things that I'm talking about here today. And if you're looking to find homes, whether you're looking to rent or purchase, you can also use my link to search for homes, or you can call me and I can set you up with some listings. Okay, so if you're looking to rent, here is what you can rent in Charles County. This one is in Waldorf for $3,200. Very similar. This one is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1,640 square feet. It's got a garage, no basement. It's just the 2 levels, okay? Now we are in Steeplechase. Steeplechase is in La Plata, Maryland. This house is also listed for $3,200. It is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1,443 square feet above ground. It is 2 levels and it does have a garage on the rear. So those are just examples of price wise of what you can get in Charles County. If you want me to break down other counties in Maryland, I can for sure do that, whether it's Prince George's, Anne Arundel, Montgomery County. I can do all of those, and we could do more of a deep dive into what it kind of looks like to purchase or rent, what type of house you can get in those areas. Just let me know in the comments and I will do a video on that as well. Another thing to consider when you're trying to decide if you want to rent or buy. So most of the time, if you're PCSing, a lot of times between 2 to 3 years, you may end up somewhere else. So you want to make sure that if you decide to buy, you are somewhere where the appreciation value is going to raise. Of course, with the market, you never know exactly what's going to happen. Say the market crashes or whatever, the bottom falls out of it, as they say, then that's a whole nother thing. But you do want to live in an area that's constantly appreciating. Of course, that means the taxes are probably going to go up as well, but you don't want to live in an area with very, very, very slow appreciation rates. And then buying does give you the option that if you get PCS earlier or between 2 and 3 years or however long, you can always rent the house out and then move to another location. But you do want to have that house that you purchased, that your VA loan is tied into a neighborhood or an area that is going to constantly be appreciating. Over time, real estate is an investment that is going to appreciate anyway. Through the lows and the highs, over time, real estate always appreciates, but you do want to make sure you're in a good area where the appreciation values are pretty good. I helped a service member not too long ago purchase a home in 2020. Oh, I can't remember if it was 21 or 22. He sold the very next year, and because things have been appreciating so much, this house was actually in La Plata, he was able to sell for about $50,000 more than he purchased for. All within 1 year of owning his home. Was it 1 year or 2 years? So it was actually 2 years. He bought it for $400,000 and sold it for $475,000. Between the upgrades and what he did to the home while he was there, he was able to get a good amount of equity and profit from selling his house before he left and went to the next station. All right, so you also want to think about how you're actually going to see the home. So if you're relocating, sometimes you're already here and you're in temporary housing. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes your family is left behind. It just depends on how your PCS process goes. But to make it more smooth, the best thing to do is to get pre-approved as soon as possible. You definitely want to know as soon as possible if you even have the option to purchase a house, or if you should be looking at a rental and not purchasing at all. And then getting a pre-approval will let you know exactly what range of home you need to look for price-wise. And then once you're pre-approved, you can leverage virtual tours. So I do often have to do virtual tours for people who are out of state, military that are relocating, and then people that have busy schedules. It's not as common now as it was before, like 2020, 2021 kind of area where we were doing a lot of virtual tours when everything was shut down. But I still do have clients that need some kind of virtual tour, whether it's FaceTime, whether it's a video. And on the topic of getting pre-approved, the very last thing that I'm going to say, in this video in particular, I'm going to do quite a few videos for military, for veterans who are using a VA loan and are looking to purchase. But for this video, the last point I'm going to make is that you want to make sure you have a lender that is looking out for your best interests. So I've had, it's only happened one time. I've had a military member who was pre-approved through a certain bank that I'm not going to name here on this video. But they were pre-approved or a certain bank, and every lender does not have the same rates. Some rates and some closing costs are extremely high. If you see a commercial for a certain lender and it's targeted towards military members, you want to make sure that their interest rates are competitive and that their closing costs are not extremely high. Because I've had one military member come, like I said, I'm not going to name the bank, that was already pre-approved, and I immediately got him pre-approved again with my lender, and that right there saved him so much money that it was actually sad. In my opinion, to advertise yourself as someone that's helping out veterans, helping out our military members, which is one of the most prestige types of jobs in our country, the people that are fighting for our country, and you're going to price gouge them, is ridiculous. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you have a good lender. No matter what your credit score is, sometimes you need to get with that right lender. Okay, and I think I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you learned something. A little longer than I expected it to be, but I do have a lot of other talking points. So look out for a part 2 of this kind of information that can help out you and your family. I am going to do more towards veterans. This was more towards like active duty service members who are looking to come into the area. of Maryland, no matter where you're based at, you definitely want to contact me and I can help you quickly get into your new home as soon as possible, give you a realistic breakdown of what you can afford and get you with a lender that will look out for you. And as usual, I will see you guys in the next video. I upload every Thursday, and first Fridays I go live to talk about the home buying process. Sometimes I'll have slides. I did my first one this month. I don't know if I say every Friday. First Fridays. Did I say first Fridays? I don't want to say every Friday. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your service. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.